nothing much is happening, right? Evening walk. Who is not to take an evening walk? Walk the dog, right? Go somewhere, enjoy your time, peaceful, quiet. You need a break from work. Evening walk. But perhaps evening also is important in the sense of that's what precedes night. And daylight, right, is kind of going away. And then we go into this middle ground territory that maybe it's more kind of ambiguous, uncertain for us. And I think that may be part of the idea for the play, to go into unknown, up to extent unknown territory. Okay, and what is it that we do with that? What is it that we do? Jaylene is coming. Also, I would like to go back to the monologues. I sent you a request. Some of you already chose your monologues, and if you did not tell me, I did place you according to the monologue list that I have. So I have your name next to a monologue already. And I like to talk about that kind of presentation for the class as well. And this is due in October, as you know. And I would like to let you know what is it that I'm asking you to do, okay, for the monologue. We'll have plenty of time ahead of us to be talking about that as well. This will not be the first time, right? And so I'm just refreshing your memory as to what we are doing. Any questions so far? I want to share my screen because I need to show you, as always, to begin the class, what is happening next week. So for next week, we start our next play, which is called Dilemma. So we keep making connections between place and culture, place and feminism, place and the lives of women and men, okay? And then we keep talking about characters that are crucial for understanding this place and their behavior, right? Why is it that they behave in a specific manner? To get to a solution to their conflicts. And then we are talking about the performances, right? The monologues. And then, of course, we are talking always about cultural issues through the plays. The plays are a source of reflections regarding a number of cultural issues and topics. So that's why we are using them, okay? And that's one reason, okay? There are more reasons. So for next class, you have an assignment, which is right here. Read the play Dilemma by Argentine playwright Diana Rasnovich. And you have your pages right there. Submit your play report on Evening Walk to Moodle. We will finish today. Watch Roxane Gay's TED Talk, Confessions of a Bad Feminist, 12 minutes. Post your comments on the TED Talk in the forum. This is due Monday at midnight. And here you have the forum on Roxane Gay's TED Talk. So I included this specific TED Talk because I was reading Roxane Gay's books, and I read a couple of them. I read, I guess, one short story by her as well. She is Haitian American. And I really find that the way she writes is very compelling. I couldn't stop reading what she wrote. But also, I think her approach to feminism is quite interesting, and it's more contemporary. It's like Isabel Allende, of course, pertains to a different generation. Gloria Steinem as well, to a different generation. But I would say that Roxane Gay's feminism, or her approach to feminism, it should be very interesting for you, for you who are younger, right? And see what a younger person from, not from your same generation, I'm not saying that, is thinking about her own way of approaching life through feminist lenses. Okay, basically, I want you to become acquainted with this writer. You may want to read also what she's written. Okay, she's an excellent writer. So that being said, play report. Okay. Any questions? Let's see if somebody's waiting. Lindsay is waiting. Okay, so Lindsay is joining us now. And let me see how many people are in the classroom. So I don't see Kels here. I don't think I see Sky. Sky's not here. I don't see Wendy. Okay, Kelly is here. Megan's here. Shamani is not here. Okay. So, I guess I will by sharing my screen again, or I will continue by going to the monologues. I gave you a couple of, a video with excellent examples about monologues. I would like to go back to that and show two. This is the question for you all. What makes the monologue for you believable? What makes it believable? Okay.
Acting out the scene instead of just, you know, repeating your memorized lines.
Well, thank you for saying that. We need to explore that the answer as well, right? What does it mean to act something out? Yes, one can memorize. Thank you for saying it, actually. Yeah, you can memorize the lines, right, and say them all flat. I think that's Jimena maybe is suggesting that, without much meaning. Also, we can make a comment about the way we are reading the plays, right? My suggestion would be for you to give the reading of your lines some flesh, some meat, right? Rather than just, oh, I'm just reading like a philosophy piece or a news piece. No, these are characters. These are talking to us. These are voices, you know, people, quote unquote, that are talking to us. So we should say the lines, right, as if we mean them. So yes, that's quite important. But we need to explore. I want to explore with you guys this question of acting something out. Okay, how do we do it? And of course, I'm not trying for us, for you, or even for me, to become actors. But I think we should explore this, this life of the actors, this profession, this craft of acting altogether, to get a sense as to what would an actor do, okay, if they were to do a monologue. How would they probably approach it, okay? So my question is, I'm giving you two examples. Take a look at the examples again and tell me what is it that they are doing well, okay? Each actor, for you to believe them, for you to trust that what they are doing, it's making sense as a piece, as a performance piece, okay? So my question depends on each example. Here we go. This is the first one. who of course was number one. He won.
I mean, I'm just walking down the street and they come up on me like they're important or something, you know? And they just start pushing me down this alley, but not an alley, it's like a dark hallway. And they just start punching and kicking me, you know? So I curl up into a ball on the floor so they can't hurt me or nothing. But if I just have one or two guys there, you know, some fighters, some friends, doesn't have to be you. Know, just a couple of guys, you know, maybe 3 big guys, you know, just to show them I got buddies too, you know. I'm on H right now, so I'm flying high, and I gotta talk, but I'm serious about this. You know, just 1 or 2 guys to walk with me down the street. Maybe they leave me alone because they see I got guys looking out for me, you know. Because they kicked me up pretty bad. And if I went high on H, I had pain shooting throughout all my body. And walking around here at night, I'm constantly scared because you never know who's waiting for you around the corner, you know, just to jump you, you know. And it's not like I could protect myself or anything. Just a couple of buddies, you know, just a couple of big guys, you know, fighters, you know. Guys to where if you were walking around with them, you could do anything. See?
Okay, that was the first. Okay, Shamani is coming. Shamani is coming. Okay, one more person part of the session. So I think excellent acting because he won the first prize, right, for the year. So what makes it convincing to you, Megan?
Well, it's like the way he has a lot of different emotions in his voice, and his voice isn't flat. He has body language. He takes time to like pause to take a breath. It's not rushed. It has like a natural rhythm to it.
About the rhythm, I would make the comment that depending on the emotion, you may need a specific rhythm, right? Because he talks fast, because I think he's going through turmoil, internal turmoil, and therefore he needs that kind of a pace, otherwise we are not going to trust in what he's saying. What about, say, physicality, Kaylee? Physicality, body, embodying the piece.
He's very good at like bringing emotion to it. Like
how does he do it with his body, face? Mention something that was interesting.
Like his expressions and like his hand gestures, I would say.
Yeah, that hand extending itself, you know, out. That twice or 3 times, like I don't know how many, was crucial for conveying his emotional situation, I would say. I was looking at his hair and how, you know, disheveled. It was like something had happened and this guy was messed up, and the hair was important, that it was messy, that was
yeah.
So very clever before coming, you know, to the contest. Anything else, Jimena?
Well, even what he was wearing kind of personified the situation that he was in.
Yes, I'm so glad you said that. I was thinking about the same, that somebody could please say that. Yes, it wasn't like a suit, you know. No, I wasn't even sure that it was a jacket, Jimena. I thought it could have been, I don't know, some kind of overall thing.
Definitely. It seems like he was trying to personify a character or somebody who, I don't know, maybe worked in a car garage or something, and people thought low of him, and then they were beating him up.
Yes, I ended up thinking about the same, that this was a working class person. And so, you know, I need my buddies. And it was a very masculine type of situation. Where are my buddies? Where are my friends, you know, to defend me, to fight against these guys who are assaulting me or messing up with me? Yeah, indeed. Anything else? Face. There was something that caught my eye, his eyes. Did you see his eyes?
Yeah, they looked really wild, and like they were darting around the room like he was desperate looking for help.
Yeah, and I noticed like they were reddish also, like the guy had been crying. I don't know how he did that, and if that is, I take that those are not necessarily, you know, that's not the way his eyes look, usually. So he might have done something even to preparing that in that fashion. Okay. Okay, I'm going with the second piece right now, which is very different from this one. Let me see. Before that.
I will kill you. See.
Professor, we're not seeing your screen.
No, I'm not sharing. Sorry, I forgot to share. Oh, thanks for telling me. Where do we share? Okay, so it's just constantly going from one thing to another here. And please, anytime you know I need something I'm forgetting, let me know. I'll gladly follow directions. So here we go. Carissa Thomas.
Let me tell you something about Janice Ann. Her and I were best friends in middle school. I know, right? So embarrassing. I mean, whatever. So then in 8th grade, when I got my first boyfriend, Kyle, who was totally gorgeous, but then he moved to Indiana, and Janice was like weirdly jealous of him. Like if I'd blow her off to hang out with Kyle, she'd be like, why didn't you call me back? And I'd be like, why are you so obsessed with me? And then for my birthday party, which was an all-girls pool party, I was like, Janice, I can't invite you because I think you're a lesbian. I mean, I couldn't have a lesbian at my party. There was gonna be girls there in their bathing suits. I mean, right? She's a lesbian. And then her mom called my mom and she was yelling at her and it was so retarded. And then I guess she dropped out of school because no one would talk to her. And then she showed up in the fall for high school and her hair was all chopped off and she was totally weird. And now I guess she's on crack. Oh my gosh, I love your skirt. It is so adorable. That is the ugliest effing skirt I've ever seen. Seen.
It's a line from Mean Girls. She's repeating a line from Mean Girls.
Is that a movie?
Yes, she's acting like Regina George, a character in a movie. She's reprising the lines of the character. She's not making her own story.
Okay. Yes, I understand. I guess they are not supposed to necessarily be making their own story, right? For the competition, as long as they have, you know, I would say the scene needs to have a unit, be like a unit of meaning, right? We need to understand.
Also in her voice, it didn't seem like she was really getting into that character. It just seemed like she was like copying her, you know?
What do you mean? Copying the actor from the
yes, movie? Like kind of mimicking. I guess it would say, you know, you're copying like an accent or something. You're not really, how do I say this? You're not acting like you're that person. You're not.
Yes.
You're not really putting the emotion and the actions.
What do you think, Jaylin?
I personally thought that, well, in comparison to the movie, I feel like it could have been done a bit differently, but it is her own take on it, so that's something to consider. But I do like the way she tried to kind of make it similar to the movie. She did put in that same like expression in when referring to like the other girl or just talking about like Janice's story. Yeah, so I think that was like pretty good, but it's obviously not the same as if it was like the actual movie.
Okay. Yeah, one challenge for these actors is that they all have only a few seconds, right, to go. Also, notice something important, which I think will be important for you as well. They don't need it. They just need themselves. They have the bodies, the physicality, clothes, right? Expressions, voices, faces, but they don't have scenery. They don't have, the background, the house, the alley where they were beaten up. No, they are just in front of these judges, and it's kind of very sparse type of situation, and you deliver, and you deliver. At the same time, that is a challenge, I would say. It's kind of a gift, okay? Not to have much, to have a scarcity, because then the scene, right, needs to impact the audience by itself. So you have to hold on to what you have and do the best with what you have. So I think the positive, I think if the positive is there, okay, in terms of scarcity or means. I want to say, personally, I might have seen the movie, okay, that Lindsay and Jaylene were referring to, but I wasn't necessarily remembering the scene. So for me, if I have to, well, I don't want to make the comment myself. So I would say anybody else? Shamani? Would you like to comment? Was it believable for you? Okay, we're not getting a response, so I'm going to go to Jorge. Jorge, had you seen them? Had you seen the movie?
Which one?
The one that they just mentioned. Mean Girl.
No.
No?
No. The name sounds familiar, but I haven't seen it.
Okay, great, because we are on the same boat. Maybe I saw it, maybe I did not. So what do you think about her acting the scene? What would you highlight? Was it convincing? Was it well done? Was it effective? Why? Why not?
I think it was somehow convincing, but not enough. But I don't know how to explain it.
When we see a scene, we see the beginning, middle, and end. Did you see a unit here? Did you see that? Was it complete? Okay.
I don't think so.
Why not?
Oh, well. I'm not really sure.
Okay, but when you take a look at the scene, right, and if you are staging one, think about that, okay? I have my beginning more or less, middle and end, and the end should be very important because that's when you clinch, right, the whole thing together. That's when you punch the audience somehow, right, and end of the scene. But we need to take a look at the voice, right? What are the items we need to take a look at? Physicality, voice. Anything else? Physicality, voice. Give me more.
The tone.
Control.
The tone.
Cannot hear it well.
You said the tone of the voice.
The tone of the voice. Yeah, because it may change, right, from this to that. Emotion. I could add emotional tone. Yeah, I totally agree.
And what you're wearing.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
What you're wearing.
Totally. Yep. So, because if you dressed for a different character, it will hinder your presentation, your performance, indeed. So it's crucial for us in terms of the body, right? And for the class, your face. Your face must be the character's face. Your face, your eyes, your mouth, the way you're moving your, your head, or looking down, looking up, sideways, etc. Nobody, I think, can dictate that to you as an actor. You have to make your own choices, right? And you are yourself beside. So this will be a projection of an individual, right? You being that individual. So you make your decisions, but your decisions must make sense. We have tragedy, the first piece, and we have comedy. And she was being sarcastic, obviously sarcastic. Also, I think she was using, what about her physicality for this character? Was it appropriate, Jimena? Do you think it was the right physicality?
I think so, because the way she held herself, the way she had her arm propped on her hip definitely looked and reminded me of, that typical high school girl.
Yes, it was from the beginning like a prototype, like a stereotype of a girl. I thought the hair, again, was very important. Being blonde and using your, I guess, blondness, okay? And even probably the hairstyle, okay, that she used. So yes, we need to think of that as well. Every single piece of your, I guess, every segment of your body has something to tell if you are on a stage for actors. I'm going to come back to this in a moment, but because there's one question that, and maybe you can give me, and we can have, actually we can have a conversation about that question, okay? The question is this one. Well, again, what makes acting believable? Because there is something called overacting, okay? So when do we have, on the one hand, overacting, and when do we have real acting? And what is the difference? How can we tell the difference between overacting and actual real good, acting? Because that's the difference between, I would say, ourselves. I'll be humble here, right? Not being an actor. Most likely, since I'm not an actor and I try to perform a monologue, I will overact it. I will overact it because I haven't been trained, right? So most likely than not, I'll be doing that. So what is it that actors do? What is it that actors know? What is it that directors guide also at times, actors to do? And then they have these conversations, right, between actors and directors, right? How do we do the scene and so on and so forth? But again, that's the question. What is the difference between acting, real acting, and overacting? I would like to do some breakout rooms right now, and I would like for you to entertain a conversation about that question with your classmates. So breakout rooms. Here we go. Where do I do them? Let me see. Okay. I'll do, I guess, 3 breakout rooms. Okay, Lee, I think Max was to be here too. I don't see him.
Okay.
But what would be your answer to the question?
I feel like overacting, sorry, would be you're using too much expression, and I feel like you're trying too hard.
Mm.
Say almost like you're trying too hard to like act. I don't know how to describe that, but
It's complicated. No, I agree.
yeah.
It's complicated. It's not that easy to describe. Um, why do you think people may do that? I mean, one reason would be they are not experienced, right?
Yeah, they're not trained in it, I would say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you a tricky question.
Okay.
Maybe sometimes an actor needs to exaggerate for theatrical purposes, like in a comedy, say. So what would be the difference between exaggerating poorly and exaggerating properly? I don't know how to put it. You see what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I guess it depends on the scene. Like, say it's like very a dramatic scene, like you want that person to really like express and like get into it. But say if it's not like as dramatic, you don't want them to like go overboard, you know, and like expressing that.
I think you have given for me the right answer in the sense that yes, if the scene or the play requires it, exaggerating, then it makes sense for the actor to do it. But when the scene does not require it, the script, or doesn't kind of suggest it, then we have poor acting. I would agree with that. You made me think also of, I don't know, do you like music? I guess we all love music, but some people like opera.
I'm not a huge fan of opera. I like more probably like 90s, 80s music.
Yes, and as you know, nowadays, we cannot dissociate music from performance as well. You know, we see them on a stage, we see them on huge stadiums, and so on and so forth, performing musicians. So, but yeah, I'm not a fan necessarily of opera, but you made me think because I think that one aspect of opera that drives me away, if you will, is that sense that this is too much.
Yeah.
They are overdoing it. But my little point here was to be that I think opera requires it. It's part of it's part of the beast, the nature of the beast, you know, is overdoing it. So unless one appreciates that, I guess one will not appreciate opera.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for talking to me. I'll go back to the class now.
Okay.